So my story starts on a spooky October night just like this one. I was at the Middletown Haunted Trails with my friends Melanie and Marie and 3 boys. It's very exciting. Marie had something that was super, super coveted at my rural high school, and that was a boyfriend from another town. And it doesn't matter like what year was my junior year of high school, but she did meet him on MySpace, and magnanimously she decided to like share the wealth with Melanie and I. Melanie had just broken up with some little boyfriend, and I had never in my life been on a date before. I was in 11th grade, and I have a summer birthday, so that's a tough hang. But I just like talking to boys was not a forte of mine, plus every guy that I knew I had grown up with. So like, if you develop in my town maybe a reputation as like a girl that really likes sea turtles in 4th grade, that just kind of sticks with you the whole time. And this was gonna be like a chance to turn over a whole new deal for the low cost of borrowing my dad's SUV. So we rolled up, we picked up, these 3 Brookville kids, and Marie had assigned us like very scientifically. I got the tall one because I'm tall, and Melanie got the short one because she was short. My Brookville kid, his Letterman's jacket said his name was Simon, great. Said he went to Brookville, we knew that. Said he played soccer, fine by me. And on the ride down to the haunted attraction, he mostly was talking about antics that had occurred in their economics class until Marie's boyfriend told him that girls don't want to hear about supply and demand. But I thought it was really charming. Like, we love a man with business acumen. So we get to the haunted trails, and this was before haunted houses were like big money. So it was basically just other 17-year-olds jumping out of the woods at us. I will say my friend Melanie was a pretty shrieky high schooler, and I noticed pretty quickly her Brookville kid was like not participating in the scares or in her, and I just decided like that's her journey. I am doing so well here that I'm gonna let her go. That's a fallen soldier to me now. Because like every time somebody would jump out, Simon would like grab my arm. And at one point, because he had the Letterman's jacket, right, one of the actors said, "Oh, I'm gonna scare this Brookville kid and his girlfriend." And I was like, "Oh, so he thinks we're dating." So pretty big deal. And on the way back, he kept his arm around me in the car, and when 3 Doors Down's "Here Without You Baby" came on the radio, he kind of was softly singing it in my ear. So we exchanged phone numbers and aim handles, so it was pretty serious. And the next weekend, we went on a real date. I was so excited. I went to the mall. I got all new American Eagle for this event. We went to Buffalo Wild Wings, obviously. And then we went to see The Departed, not that it matters what year this was. And I noticed like he didn't really have new content outside of the economic stories. And he also like spilled some wild sauce on his shirt, and he talked through the movie, so I never figured out which one was the cop, which was kind of annoying. But I was like, you know what? This is fine, because I am on a date with somebody who does not know I'm undateable, so I'm on top of the world. But we got, back to my parents' house, and he leaned in, that's right, he leaned in for the kiss. My first kiss at the advanced age of 1,000,005, I felt like. But for some reason when it landed, I just, like, his lips were softer than I thought they'd be and more chapsticky. And I thought about, like, the wild sauce, and I thought about how I really wished that I knew whether DiCaprio was the cop, but he talked through the movie. And I thought about how 3 Doors Down's song was actually about the Iraq War, and that's not that romantic. And I was just like, I got the ick real bad. Like, I pretended for the next 2 weeks that my dad needed the family computer so I could not get on AIM. And I ignored this guy. And I will stop talking about high school soon. But fast forward a year, fast forward another year. By my senior prom, I was feeling really good. I had gone on a couple more dates with like other boys from my own school. Like once the dam was broken, I was fine. And I even had like a little boyfriend I was going to prom with. I was all excited because, well, one, our prom theme was Pirates of the Caribbean, so that was gonna be lit. Like all my friends were gonna go in a big group. One of my friends mentioned like she didn't have a date, and then she said, "I think I'm gonna bring a guy from another school." And I said, "Oh, tell me everything." And she said, "Oh, one of Marie's boyfriend's friends." Yes. So the second time I met Simon, at Chili's, before prom, I gave him a hug in my big poofy dress, and I told him I was sorry we'd lost touch, and it was so nice to see him. And I didn't really get eyeballs on him again until the after prom party. And if you were not the kind of dorkosaurus who was on Students Against Drunk Driving as the treasurer, let me explain the after prom. It was basically the PTA would throw this party at the Y for all of the kids to go to as an alternative to basically a real party. So you could go switch out of your prom dress into sweatpants, but leave on all your makeup because that's a great look, and play basketball and whatever. And at the end of the night, the bribe to stay there until the end of the party at 3 a.m. was door prizes. We would get prizes donated by some local businesses or whatever. And this year, it had gone pretty well. We'd had enough prizes that every kid got something, and the grand prize was a Nintendo Wii, which had just been invented. And there was a wait list to get one. They were $300, whatever. So the end of the night, the adults call us all into the big gym. We're working through these stupid door prizes, and every kid gets one, but they're not all good. I think our prom king got a bucket of car cleaning supplies from the car wash. I think I might have secured that one myself, actually. I won an As Ugly purse, which I immediately traded with another girl for tanning minutes because I needed those. And we're going through all of my friends' names have been called. Basically everybody I know has been called. So who's going to get this gaming system? I know. This son of a bitch walked out of my high school with a free Nintendo Wii, and he never called me, and he never called my friend ever again. And so I don't know who was the cop, but that guy was a fucking robber. So that is my Halloween story. So I'm going to move it on. Thank you.